Habarigani, everyone. Imani. Today is the 7th and final day of Kwanzaa, and we are celebrating the principle Imani, which means faith. And the definition of Imani is to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. So, if you have been celebrating all 7 days of Kwanzaa with me, Asante Sana, thank you very much for sharing this platform with me and for learning about all of the principles. I hope that you enjoyed the discussions we have had. If you are having a karamu today, which is feast, please eat for me because I love to eat. I also want to wish you a happy 2019. So if you are in line with the routine, we will do our libation statement. We have our water and we have our plant. We will pour the water in the plant and call on the names of our ancestors throughout history and throughout our family. And say Ashe. Granny, Grandma Lavinia, Spencer Fleming, Milton Fleming, Grandma Dorothy, Pappy, Pee-wee, Cousin Shug, Cousin Classy, Uncle Richard, Ashe, Shaka Zulu, Nat Turner, Nat Love, Bill Pickett, Benjamin Banneker, Meta Warwick Fuller, Dorothy Dandridge, Lena Horne, Freddie Washington, Ashe, Josephine Baker, Ola Uda Equiano, Han Matzeliger, Toussaint Louverture, Grandy Nanny, Bob Marley, Prince, Michael Jackson, Marian Anderson, Ashe, Wilma Rudolph, Bessie Coleman, Niagara Movement founders, the founders of the NAACP, Ida B. Wells Barnett, W. B. Du Bois, Thurgood Marshall, Martin Luther King Jr., Yolanda King, Ashe, Emmett Till, Sam House, Shemika Cosey, Christian Ferguson, Michael Brown Jr., Vonderitt Myers, Jeremy Robinson, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, Ashe, all of the victims of lynching, all of the victims who suffered from enslavement, all of the families that were broken apart during the Great Ma'afa and enslavement, Ashe, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Jubilee Singers, Ashe, and for the hundreds and thousands of Africans whose names we'll never know because they lost their lives in the Great Ma'afa, enslavement, police brutality, lynching, we remember them now. Ashe. And with this we say the ancestors are pleased. For our Black business shout out today, we are going to be shouting out 2 businesses. The first one is mine, of course. The website is below in the description box. It is my art, my books, buttons, cards, everything. So just go check out the website. And the next Black business that I am going to be shouting out is actually an organization. The founders are Black, and it is called Better Family Life. I will have their website in the link below as well. Better Family Life is a wonderful asset to our community. They help with our various needs in the community, like financial literacy, child services, and more. They also raise cultural awareness. So I salute Better Family Life for living the Nguzo Saba. And if you would like to go check them out, I have their site below. So you can go check out, donate if you want to. The next thing on our list is our Black book shout out. I have 3 books to shout out. The first book just dropped today. It is by Christina the West Coast Witch. On YouTube, she wrote an ebook, and it is called Create Your Career. So if you are beginning your career, if you want to change careers, you can go to her link that I am posting below in the description box and go check out her book. She is an author. I've been watching her for a couple of years. She's a very intelligent woman. The next book is, where is my book? It's right here. It's actually 3 books by the same author, and it is Fred Crump Jr., He was an educator and an illustrator. He featured people of African descent and fairy tales. My mother purchased these books for me as a child, so these are from my childhood, because my school's curriculum was very racist. Like, you have black people being cannibals and stuff. Like, come on now. You have black people not know how to say thank you. So these books helped to block racism from systematically implanting in my mind. His books have just been republished. They have beautiful illustrations. He is the reason why I am an illustrator. So yes, shout out to Fred Crump Jr. The last book is one of my 4 books, because I have 4, and it is Let's Speak Kiswahili. 3 short stories teaching basic Kiswahili words. It is one of my 4 books, but I chose this one because Kwanzaa uses Kiswahili mainly for most of the terminology. Kiswahili is a non-tribal language, therefore it can unite all of us. It was a language used for trading. Me personally, I am not fluent in Kiswahili, so I had a lot of help from a person who spoke Kiswahili fluently. It is teaching basic Kiswahili words. I did the illustrations, the layout, the editing. I did it all because I'm a one-woman show. So, yes, those are our books. Our feature presentation for today, our slideshow, is going to be a tribute to Black youth. Since today is Imani, Imani can also represent the future, and our children are our future. The Black youth featured in this video, I have the names of some of the youth because others were just, photographs throughout time. Some of the photographs are of missing children, children that died from police brutality, youth that have been in various movements. I also have maybe 2 photographs of me as a little girl, so you'll see them because you'll see the little big eyes. And I have about 3 art pieces in the video. So I hope you enjoy this slideshow. Sorry for the interruption, everyone. My computer died, but we are back in business. So our topic for today is Imani, faith. And the definition of Imani, as I mentioned earlier, is to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. Imani, for me personally, is one of the most difficult principles for me to practice. I used to fluctuate with my faith in Black people all of the time. I'm still fluctuating, but not as much as I used to fluctuate. I would have faith. I'd be like, I have faith. I don't have faith. I have faith. I don't have faith. I give up on these people. I give up on these people. But now I am at a stable level. Why is that? Well, the reason that I still have faith in Black people is not from my own personal decision. It is actually from the influence of the elders in my life. The elders in my life were the ones that got me back on track. Particularly the founder of Yari Yari, who I mentioned before. Yari Yari was a writing group, and it was founded by Mama Deborah. Mama Deborah was the one who kept alive my faith in Black people. Sometimes I would get so discouraged, I would call her and I would just ask her why. Why are we doing this to each other? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Like, why are we shooting each other? Why are we trashing the neighborhood? Why are our priorities all mixed up? I just don't understand. And I'm not talking about Black people that had their stuff together. I'm talking about the Black people that I was trying to help with my talents and energy and time and money. That's who I was talking about. So I didn't understand why. And I would ask her, why is this happening? This is breaking my soul. And she would say, Kiara, our people are sick. Our people are going through such and such a thing. Our people are dealing with such and such a thing. But I didn't understand. Me personally, I did not understand. I'm like, what do you mean our people are sick? I don't get it. Why can't they be unsick? Why can't they be well? But of course, I was very young. I'm still young, but I was much younger back then. So I had not developed the patience, the visual longevity, the maturity, the mental maturity to see what was happening, to see what was transpiring. That is why I was fluctuating so much. That is why I had given up. There are Black people today who have completely given up. They have completely given up and stepped out of the game. They don't even consider themselves Black people anymore. They're like, you know what? I'm just a human being. I'm just doing me. I don't care what y'all doing. Y'all crazy. I was about to become one of those people. But thank God for my elders. When you really think about it, when you sit and think about it, Imani is really the only reason why I'm here, why you're here if you're a Black person, why you are here. Somebody in the past had faith that they should not give up for the future. They were thinking about children that didn't even exist yet. Martin Luther King was thinking about the future of his children when he gave his speech. Malcolm X was thinking about the future of his children when he was doing his work. All of the elders and all of the Black people in the past throughout history have not thought about their own physical body. They were thinking about their future. They were thinking about the future of their people. This was beyond the physical body. But right now, we are living in a society where it is me, all of the time. And it is okay to think about yourself. It's healthy to think about yourself. It requires personal self-esteem. But you can't get to the point where you are thinking about yourself so much that it detracts from your people. As I mentioned before, globally, we have no friends. You might have one person who's a leader that's your friend, but globally speaking, nobody is thinking about our plight as much as we are thinking about our plight. We would not have heard of Black Lives Matter if it wasn't for Black women saying that Black Lives Matter, bringing it to attention. We would not have heard about Ferguson if it had not been for those initial protesters, those initial people that made the lynching even bigger than St. Louis. I'm sorry. I'm pausing. I have notes right here because there is a lot of stuff going on in my mind right now. If you are a person that has given up on Black people, don't give up on Black people. Do not give up on Black people. If we all collectively gave up on ourselves, for real, within the next 1,000 years, we will be no more. The only reason we are here is because somebody had the persistence and perseverance to keep going, not for their own sake, but for your own sake. If you're not going to do it for you, at least do it for the children, for real. The children are the future. Just because you have your mindset right now, just because society has its own personal mindset right now, within the next 100 years, there's going to be a different mindset because the children are going to change the mindset of society. That is why you see various movements throughout various decades. You saw the Civil Rights Movement. You saw the movement after Reconstruction. You saw the Haitian Revolution. You saw all of these revolts on ships during the Great Ma'afa, all of these revolts on the plantation. Somebody had faith. The type of faith that they had was undying faith. It wasn't just a wavering faith. Faith is believing in the things that you cannot see. So even if everything else around you is looking just a hot mess, just know that you have the power to change the situation. You have the power in deciding how you react to the situation. Faith sometimes will get you out of a situation. There have been people who have been in circumstances where they had no tools but faith, and that is what got them through. You hear in the Bible, if you read the Bible, I don't know if you do or if you don't, but The mustard seed. You got a little mustard seed. It is so tiny. It is like this small. And it makes this gigantic tree. Who would have thought a tiny little seed would make this gigantic tree? Who would have thought that one ancestor would have brought you here? We have to keep believing in ourselves. We can't go around dissing ourselves. We can't go around downing ourselves, talking negative things over our people. We have to speak positive things over our people. Speak of things that you do not see. Speak of the things that you want to see in your life. Speak of them as if they were already here. Instead of saying, our ancestors were kings and queens, say, I am a king and queen. Instead of saying, our ancestors were brilliant builders, our ancestors were this, our ancestors were that. You are your ancestors. You are still your ancestors. They are in your DNA. I am my great-grandmother. I am my great-great-grandmother. I am all of my ancestors in one body. Without their genetic lineage, I would not be here. And the children I have in the future are them as well. That is why we do the libation statement. Our ancestors live in us. So when we honor them, we are also honoring ourselves. If we lose faith in our people, we lose faith in ourselves. If you have a child, learn by example. The child will learn by example. If your child sees you giving up on certain things, like, oh, I can't do this, I can't tie my shoe, I just give up, I don't want to tie my shoe ever again, I don't know how. They're not going to learn how to tie their shoe unless they have, just sheer willpower to learn how to tie their shoe. So just think of our community as that shoe. I don't want to help my community. This community's going nowhere. This community's just dead. It's going to die. Of course it'll die if you give up on it. The only reason why some communities are still alive is because of basically one or two people in that community that have not given up on the community. These people don't have grants. They just have faith. Mama Deborah had no children of her own. She didn't have to work with all of these children. She literally could just have gone and stayed at her house and traveled, because they would travel. They travel to Jamaica and different things. She could have just been chilling at her house, been chilling in Jamaica somewhere, not even having to deal with us, not even having to deal with our mess. Yet she made a personal decision to do that. She gave her money. She gave her time. She didn't take any grants. She only took donations. She got all of these mentors out of the community to come and speak to us, to show us the possibility of the future. See, me, the initial 10 that were there when I was there, I am a visual artist. I'm doing what I do. Another one of the members, they went to Ghana. They're in political science. Another one of the members is an engineer right now. Another one is a teacher. We all became somebody because we had someone there instilling in us that we can't give up. We have to be strong. We have to be powerful. We are powerful. Speak affirmations over yourself and your community. Don't give up on them. It says, don't give up. To believe with all our heart, not half believe, fully believe. Even if you look like you just crazy. Like, that girl is crazy. Like, why is she out in the street believing in these people? Like, what? Like, can't she see there's a crackhead over there? Like, can't she see that? That crackhead is nothing. Well, you know what that crackhead can be? That crackhead can be a scientist. That crackhead can be something else. I'm sorry if I'm saying crackhead, but that's how some people that's what they see. They don't see a woman or a man that is down on their luck, that just made the wrong decision and got on the wrong path. You don't know the potential of that person. Take Malcolm X. What was Malcolm X? He was a criminal before he was Malcolm X. Before he was El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, if I pronounce that right. Yeah, he was a criminal. Red. That's what he was known as. And then he changed his name. We have to change the names we call ourselves. We can't call ourselves nappy-headed hoes. We can't call ourselves B's and N's. That is not an empowering word. That is not having faith in ourselves. What can a nappy-headed hoe be? Like, what do they aspire to be? What can a B and an N be? They can only be what a B and an N are, which is basically nothing. Just a low part of society. They don't try to raise themselves up. No, we are kings. We are queens. We are brilliant. We are scientists, engineers. We have to have faith in ourselves. So my task for you for this year and the final day of Kwanzaa, choose one of the principles that you resonate with the most. And I want you to act it throughout the year. And if you don't just want to stick to one principle, do the whole Nguzo Saba. Just knock yourself out. Do the whole Nguzo Saba. Because the more principles we put into action, the better off we will be as a people. Remember to call yourselves empowering names. Remember to shop from Black-owned businesses. Stop any petty arguments. Encourage each other. Use your talents to their fullest ability. Be a strong and powerful, proud Black person. So I hope that you enjoyed your Kwanzaa. Have a happy new year. And now for the slideshow. Oh, before that, we will do our Harambe call. So Harambe is, I think it's let's pull together. So I will say it 7 times. It's like Harambe, Harambe, Harambe. That's 3. Harambe, 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 Harambe. Yay! Happy Kwanzaa, everyone. Bye-bye.